hey, 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 hey. Salsa. Might not understand, but cause I'm of it. Hey, hey, hey. Shanika here. Shaye Solution. Y'all, I love that song. That's like the, okay, yeah, the motivation. You can do all things because he gonna strengthen you. Yeah, okay. Coming to you for a credit talk, I guess you can say. You know, I was talking to my husband and I was like, so we started this journey. You know, your girl's a little educated, just a little bit, just a little bit. And, you know, it's a lot of things that I did not even know until, you know, I started to do my own research. So I figured, why not, again, give it to the people, you know, let y'all know just a little bit of some, you know, add value to your life. So what I want to talk to you guys today is really just about credit scores. What does that mean? Let's dive into it and get down to it. So I'll just get into the content. I may be looking down because I did try to write something out. Y'all know I don't come on here and just wing it. You know, I like to talk. But I did want to stay on topic and get the information out there. So the biggest thing I wanted to talk about first is just kind of like credit score basics. What is a credit score? You know, a credit score is your credit worthiness. How do you spend your money? How are you, when it comes down being responsible about money that was given to you? How do you manage that, you know? And so when you're looking at getting a mortgage, a home, anything like that, they're looking at, is this person gonna pay me back? Because if you're not, I'm not gonna give you no money. I wouldn't give you no money either if I wasn't gonna pay it back, you know? So that is what credit score credit is, you know, is looking at how do you manage credit. Okay, so, you know, paying your bills on time. Credit score ranges from 300 to 850. We all want to get to 800, you know, we start at 5, 4, get 3. We want to get to the 6, 7, 8. That's where you get those good interest rates. And it saves you so much money over a period of time. So the higher your score, the better interest rate you have. Yes, you can get approved for credit with 600. Yes, you can get approved for credit with 500, but your interest rate is going to be out the wahoo. And there are companies that capitalize on people with poor credit score. So we have to get educated. We have to do what it takes in order to have a better credit score. That is paying your bills on time. We're going to go into details, so I don't want to jump ahead. Okay? So credit bureaus. Did you guys know that there are dozens of credit bureaus? They're small compared to the big 3 that we all know, but there are dozens. But the main 3 that we always focus on is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So those are pretty much, they house your credit information. And do you know how to make money? By selling our information. Yes, they sell it. They sell it to the lenders. They sell it to those car dealerships. They sell it to everybody who would buy it in order to find out information about us. Make sure you know that. Okay, so let's break down the credit score, right? So 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. Yes, payment history. So that's why we want to make sure that we are paying credit card bills on time, auto loans on time, your mortgage on time. Anything that has extended credit to you, you want to make sure that you're paying it on time because that is majority of your credit score, 35%. So yes, make sure you're paying the bills on time, if not even early, so that you can have a great credit history because it's so much that pulls from that, you know? And then also with your credit history, its biggest weight is based on the 24 months of those payments. So you still want to make sure you're continuing to have that, okay? 30% is based on the amount owed, right? So the percentage of your credit limits. So say, for instance, example, you have $1,000 credit history, $1,000 credit limit. You want to be using the smallest amount of that. So maybe buying a tank of gas every once in a while and then paying that off, so that you're keeping that utilization as small as possible. It does encompass everything that's on there, all your limits together, but you want to make sure that you're keeping that as low as possible, because that is 30%. I say it again, 30%. A lot. So keeping that, paying your payments on time and making sure that you're only utilizing a small amount of your credit is key, right? So 15% is based on the length of credit. So that comes into your payment, your how long you've had these accounts, right? So that's why when people always ask me about removing student loans, I'm like, because most people, their longest length of credit that they've had for, history of it is with student loans. And when you remove that, that takes away a lot of your history. It's an average, but when you have something that you've had for 10 years and then you have other credit lines for 2 years, it doesn't really balance it out if you take it away, So, getting onto your parents when they have high credit limits and they've had those for 30 plus years, getting an authorized user can add to that history. So making sure that you're keeping lines of credit open, healthy lines of credit open, I should say, for an extended length of time will add to that credit history, okay? So the last thing is, not the last thing. So your new credit is 10%. So that is your increase, your new accounts that you've been opening. When you're building credit, of course, you're going to have a lot of increase. Well, you shouldn't have a lot of increase. You're going to have new lines of credit. So that is going to be 10% of that would be your new credit. And last but not least, it's the type of credit, and that is another 10%. So these two things are smaller on the grand scheme of things, but they still impact that score overall. And so there are two main types of credit. So you have your installment and your revolving, right? So revolving is what most people think of and they know of as trade line. So every account is a trade line, but revolving, that is what you're thinking of when they say trade lines, right? So your revolving credit is your credit cards. Those are things that actually have limits that you pay off. You use it again, you pay it off. So those are your store credit cards, your Visas, your MasterCards, your Amex. All those are revolving credit. You have a limit, you pay something on it, you use it, and then you pay it off. Those are revolving credit accounts. Installment loans are your mortgages as well as your car payments, your car loans, your auto loans. So those are installments. So it's good to have a good mix of that. That is how you get to that higher credit limit and higher credit scores, is having a good mix of installments and revolving. So you don't want just auto loans. You need credit cards because you cannot build your credit unless you have a credit card. You gotta have some type of credit in order to build your credit. So this is Shanika, aka Shaye Solution, where the marathon began. I hope that it can add value to your day. I hope that it adds something. I just hope that you guys are adding positivity into the atmosphere, because your girl tried to. Although sometimes, people just melt at me. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. I do have a YouTube, but we come to that later. But anyways, thank you. Bye.